The real question is, are entrepreneurs abusing freedom? Listen, I think too much freedom is causing us to be unproductive. I've been a full-time creative entrepreneur for the last 3 years, and I've been able to get more done because of two things: structure and boundaries. Now, if you don't know who I am the Myah Unique, your multi-passionate, purpose-pushing, visionary friend, here to show you that if I can do it, friend, you can do it too. And today, I want to walk you through 5 things that you can do to plan a productive day. Okay, number 1, you want to establish your routine. You need a routine to start your day, unwind from the day, and prep for a new day. Okay? Your routine should at least be about 3 to 5 steps. Keep it very simple. Don't do too much. Also, what I have been learning and reading in Atomic Habits is you want to make it easy. You want to make it something that you can do every single day, right? Like where you are, again, building this healthy habit. Starting your routine with, your phone, all of those things can drain you, right? And so before you even get started, you already feel groggy and all of those things. So again, you want to keep your routine simple and you want to make it easy. Okay. Now, what I love to do is create different routines depending on the structure of your day, right? So sometimes I have slow mornings and I have a routine for my slow mornings. And then sometimes I have early mornings, meaning I work earlier in the day. And so I also have a early morning routine, right? And so for me, sometimes if I do that early morning routine, then around the afternoon, I kind of want to carve out maybe 2 to 3 hours so that I can refresh myself, and I will introduce that mid or afternoon routine. So you really want to, again, begin to establish your routines, and your routine is based upon you. Find the things that, again, refresh you, that put you in the mentality to be productive, to be creative, right? And I always say it always starts with pouring into your cup. So what are ways that you can pour into your cup in your morning routine, in your night routine, in your afternoon routine? Okay, friend. Number 2, you want to make sure that you are planning out your work week. I like to think of this like weekly mapping. Okay. So I really want you to think about how much time you have for work in a given week, right? A person who works a 9 to 5 knows exactly how many hours they are going to work, right? They work a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. That's 40 hours per week. The amount of time that you are working, or the amount of hours that you have, begins to dictate how much you can actually get completed, right? Now, I don't know if you are doing this, but something that I started doing within my business, even though I'm the CEO and nobody is here holding my hand or holding me accountable, I started tracking my time because I think it's very important for you to know how much time things are taking in your business, right? Especially when you want to start delegating, you want to maybe have an internship program like I do, or different things like that. You need to know how much time things are taking you, okay? So after you establish how many hours you're going to be working, now you want to go ahead and review your workload. The things that I like to focus on first is needle movers. I think it's very important to understand the difference between a needle mover and busy tasks, right? Admin things like, emails, all of those things. Those things do take time, but I want you to first identify what your needle movers are. Your needle movers are essentially those things that are moving the needle toward your goal, right? So with the goals you set, you should have weekly action steps. And each week, those needle moving tasks are those weekly action steps for each goal, right? And so that's something you want to first consider. You also want to consider the saying less is more. Now, this is a fashion statement or saying. However, I think it can also be applied to us as creative entrepreneurs because sometimes we overload our work week. Like for me, for example, I had to get back into the rhythm of editing my own YouTube videos, right? And so for so long, I had been delegating that and just different things came up. However, I set aside 2 hours to get that done. However, because I'm getting back into the rhythm, usually it would take me 2 hours, but because my week was so jam-packed, I now have to pivot. So again, just teaching, like, it's better to assign yourself less things and have gaps in your week where if a project takes longer than expected, you can pivot without having to extend your deadline, if that makes sense. And so again, first you want to delegate your hours to your needle movers, and then you want to delegate your remaining projects to a time block that's left, making sure that you are leaving gaps just in case a project goes longer than expected. Okay. And so that is number 2. Number 3, you want to plan your work day. So even though, yes, you've planned out your week, I think it's important to remind yourself of what you have to do that day. I love using the Get Her Done template. I use a whole lot of different things because I believe your to-do list sometimes need a to-do list. Okay. So I pretty much map out like my projects in ClickUp. But then I also use the Intentional Living Planner because again, I'm a multi-passionate, multifaceted creative and woman, right? I'm married. I have all of these responsibilities. And so I use the Intentional Living Planner to map out like my life, both personal and work and just everything that's going on. But then I specifically use a planner or like a checklist for my work day. And so again, I pull up my ClickUp, but then I also use my Get Her Done template. And I write out my top 3 to-dos for the day. I use this method called Pomodoro, which is basically where you work 30 and you break 5. Okay. So again, I plan my work day using my Get Her Done template, planning out those top 3, Pomodoro method, and then I also make sure I'm giving myself breaks and rewards. So that's kind of like my work week and my work day. Now, if you want to, again, plan out your work day, I do have a free template. The Get Her Done template is for free. So make sure you check out the description box and get yours, friends, so you can get more done. Okay. Number 5, which there was no number 4, so I don't know why I said 5 things, but number 5, 4/5, if you will, is to switch your work locations. You see how I just, kept switching angles? That's how you need to switch that work location, friend. Okay. That's how you need to switch that work location. Being around others who are working encourages you and motivates you to work. I started doing this a lot in college. I knew the places that pushed me and motivated me and encouraged me to be productive. And I knew the places that didn't, right? Me doing homework in the bed just wasn't going to cut it. You know what I'm saying? However, me being on campus, being in, those study rooms or study spaces and seeing other people, even if they was watching TV, I don't care what they was doing on that laptop. They had that laptop open. Okay. And so I think, again, getting into environments like that, whether that's coffee shops or the library or whatever the case may be, I think will help and motivate you to do more work. And so, for example, some things that I like to do is start my morning work block in one environment and then switch and go to another environment for the next work block, right? Like it just keeps me in the momentum. I notice that when I try to do work on the couch, get all snuggled up under the cover, put my show on, honey, I'm not going to get her done. Okay. I'm not going to get her done like I was at a coffee shop. You know what I mean? And so you just got to be real with yourself and know like which environments demotivate you and which environments and which environments motivate you. Okay. So again, understand which environments are conducive to what you need. The other thing I would say is to brainstorm and plan out your work locations because you want to also be mindful, like when you're going to different coffee shops, stuff like that, you want to be mindful of like crowds and noise and all of those things. So, keeping your AirPods, your, earbuds, whatever the case may be on you, because it sometimes do get a little loud. If you have meetings or different things like that, you may be looking for more of like a co-working space that have like those silent rooms. You just want to do some research before you just like try new places. And then it's like you get there and then, it's super busy. You may not have a seat, all of those things. So that's something that I would recommend is like planning. So that's pretty much all in all when it comes down to switching your work locations. But yeah, I think that is pretty much all. Like I say all the time, that is all, that is it. I hope this video helped you to plan a productive work day. Again, so that I can continue to show up for my friends, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All right. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.